Okay, so I had some people comment on the previous video I made about Gen Z saying they didn't want to work. And I thought I would just try and think through some of the comments that were coming out and how they could potentially improve their situation. Many people, a lot of the comments were centered around kind of going to school and not necessarily having a very good situation at the end of going to school. So you go to school for 4 years, 5 years, you get, in debt, whether that's $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, depending on what your degree is. And then you come out of it and you don't really have a great job, or you're not with a good company. You're looking for a job, there's a lot of time that goes by, and then maybe you're forced to take like a lower paying job, or one that you wouldn't really want to take, but because you're unemployed or because you don't have a job, you take the job. So that is a issue, because why would you go to school? Why would you spend 4 years of your life, 5 years of your life, and go into massive student debt if at the end of it you're going to get not a very good outcome, right? You're going to get a job that arguably you might have been able to get when you were 18 or 19 years old, but now you're 23, 24 years old, and you have maybe the same type of job that a 19 or 20-year-old could get without going to school. And again, that's not going to be true for everyone. I always say that. It's not everyone. You can't just apply the thing to everyone. If you go to school to become a chemist, or like a doctor or a lawyer, or you're getting a specialized program, you're going to come out of that with a very sophisticated degree that helps you get into a specific profession, or an orthodontist, or you go to dental school. You're on a fast track to have a high paying profession. But even myself or a lot of other people, if you just went to school and you studied business or communications, or sociology or history, or any of these other majors that are just kind of, there's not a clear understanding of what that means in the job market, it's probably not going to be great money spent, right? Because what is the employer supposed to do? They have hundreds, thousands of people maybe that want their job, and if they have a bunch of people that have basically the same looking college degree, you'd be lucky just to get an interview. Not to even get the job, but just to get an interview. There's usually so many applicants for jobs. Even if they're not great jobs, there's a ton of applicants. And then if you actually have a higher paying job, or a job that has more potential, there's going to be, of course, a ton of applicants to that. So a lot of it just comes down to the individual. I mean, if you do a good job if you go to school and you're networking and you meet the right people, that's going to open a lot of doors for you. But simply thinking that just the college degree is going to get you, at the end of going to school, is going to get you all these opportunities. Again, unless you have a very specialized degree, it's probably not going to do much for you. So what else can you do? I mean, I think now with Gen Z, there's, you can do your own business, you can work online, you can offer services that maybe you see aren't being offered in your community in terms of running your own business, which is just a faster way to start making money, right? Going to school you're kind of handicapping yourself for 4 to 5 years, because most people aren't going to be making an income, or if they are, it's like a part-time thing, so they can't really earn much. So they're 4 to 5 years behind someone who starts when they're 18 or 19. Now that's supposed to catch up over time, right? I think it's still, someone who goes to school makes like roughly $1 million more in lifetime earnings than someone who doesn't by the time they retire. But I think that's skewed by the really high earners, that make millions of dollars. But someone who didn't go to college can make a lot of money too. I mean, if they have their own business, if they're offering a service that's in demand, you can instantly make more money. You see it on social media too. You see guys going around, if it's a plumbing business, if they're washing windows, cleaning out people's cars, dog watching. There's a lot of different things that you could potentially do and run as a business because people want or need that service, and you're offering it to them. If you go the traditional route, you're going to end up at potentially a company, and they're going to pay you a salary, and you end up not really getting much more than your salary because they don't really pay. They give you a 2% raise maybe, and you're just kind of stuck like at the same place where you started. It's going to be really hard to start making more money. But if you have a successful business model, you can potentially hire more people, get more customers, and what your margins are, so you can scale the business that way. And I think that's what younger people have to do. I mean, if you expect that just the college system is going to result in you just having a really high paying job somewhat quickly, you're probably going to be disappointed. And so that's the issue right now, or the argument against going to college, is that if everyone has a college degree, there's not really much value in it anymore, and no one really wants to do the jobs that are not glamorous. Being a driver, or a package driver, or a garbage man, or an oil field worker, or someone that works in like the waste department, or sewage, or road construction, or construction in general, or going outside and doing landscaping, or power washing. That's another one I see where people are running a power washing business. They're going out there and they're offering to do lawn mowing, services like this, right? Someone has to do that, and when no one really wants to do that, then the price of it goes up because there's not enough people to go do it. And it's transition. It used to be like there was too many of those people, but now with everyone going to college, or people brainwashing people that they need to go to college, there's less people that are doing manual labor. There's less people that are blue collar. And so they are seeing that they can actually make more money if they become a plumber or a truck driver, or you're power washing people, or you're doing landscaping, you're offering house services, window washing, gutter repair, cleaning up their yard, these sort of things, right? Because there's just not enough people doing it. And there's enough people that are willing to pay for it because they don't want to do it themselves. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because for basically multiple generations now, people have been instructed to just go to college and then everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out. But white collar work is becoming less important. You got technology is taking care of a lot of it. AI is going to be taking care of a lot of it. They're outsourcing a lot of jobs just to other countries where the labor is less expensive. If it's just talking to someone on the phone, right? They can send that to Mexico or Guatemala or India, and they can deal with the customer service portion of it. So, you look at people that are, the baby boomer generation and older. It was, hey, if you got in with a good company, you had a pension, you were there for a long time, you didn't really have to worry about job security. You could afford a house, you could afford to have a family on just basically one income. And it's much different now. And so I think it's really smart, actually, if you don't go to college. If you don't really know what you want to do, you probably should spend your time trying to figure out a business or something you can do to make money, right? Because if you go to school and you don't really know what you want to do, at the end of that, you're just going to end up in debt, and you're probably not going to have a very good job. You might have a little bit of a better job than you can get, but again, with any kind of corporate job, you're going to be kind of stuck making the same amount of money for a longer period of time, because they treat everyone the same there. Everyone gets a 2% raise or 3% raise, and you're pretty much making the same amount of money for as long as you're at that company. That's how they keep people there. I mean, people get used to the job and they just give them like a small raise, and people just become comfortable. They're not really happy with the amount of money they're making, but it's just easy and they're comfortable with it. So you guys let me know. I mean, what do you think Gen Z has to do? What do you think younger people have to do? I think if they go to college, it still can work, but I think there's too many people that go there. You know, if you're 18 years old, you might come out the end of it not knowing what you want to do, have a bunch of debt, and then, you know, you end up working a job that's not that great. So any solutions, let me know. You guys have a good one. See you in the next one.